Now it's a lovely day at the start of April 2025 and I'm walking into the little hamlet called Ballycranbeg. And there was a little shop in this hamlet owned by Charlie Murray, and across the road was his farmyard. And I remember coming with my father as a little child, sitting in the car parked on the roadside here just at the farmyard, and my father, when he had finished his veterinary duties, came walking across the road with Charlie Murray and into the little shop here. This little wooden door you see on the side here was a little shop, farm shop, and a minute or two later my dad came out with a package in his hand. And what was in the little packet my dad brought? Flying saucers. That's my childhood memory of Ballycranbeg from maybe 55, 60 years ago. Now we're going to be speaking to locals from the area who shopped in the little shop, and just behind us we have the chapel and the school, and we're going to speak to some of the pupils and some of the experiences. They are going to relate them to us. Now this is a picture of the old shop in an earlier time, but in today's episode we're going up to the far end of the little hamlet to have a look at an old building which was originally the Hib Hall, as it was known locally, or a hall built by the ancient order of Hibernians, and Daniel Crawford is going to tell us what he knows about it.
Today we're standing outside the home of Eddie and Rosie Britton. It was originally built by the ancient order of Hibernians in 1921 and land donated by Harry Crawford. Harry Crawford and John McNamara were key and instrumental in getting it built and getting funding raised. But it only continued for a few years due to lack of interest in members. Then the hall went back to Harry Crawford, and the only memorabilia we have now is a clock that was presented to John McNamara.
You know, this here used to be a dance hall, you know, at one stage. And Pinkham used to say in the bar every time we were out, like, you know, oh, I played the drums in the hip hall. But there used to be a shop here as well.
Yeah, so whenever we got married in 1978, we rented this as our home. We were here for 16 years, but the remains of the shop were still there, the shelving and whatever. But I do remember when I was up at my granny and granddad's up in the hill, used to come down, and as I say, my Uncle John had an old horse, you know, one of the big horses. And because they lived so high up, obviously the post box was at the bottom of the hill on a pillar here, so I used to get a ride down on the horse, and maybe my granda maybe give me tuppence or threepence when we come down into the shop. Didn't open until 2 o'clock, so it was a long wait sometimes to get in and get 2 or 3 sweeties. But I must say we had happy times in here.
Right, Daniel and Bridie and Patsy, thank you very much indeed for all that very interesting information. Would you like to come in and see what the house looks like now?
Yes.
See if you can remember what it was like when it was a Hib Hall?
It's over 30 years since I have been in.
Well, we would be delighted to welcome you and to hear all the information.
Oh, thank you very much.
Okay.
Thank you.
There used to be a wall there, Patsy, wasn't there? Right on, right?
No, these wee black and white tiles were here definitely when I was here, and they're lovely. Everybody remarked on them, and when you watch them, they're absolutely beautiful, like they are now. But as well as that, they had lovely front door and glass surrounds, which were all colours, absolutely gorgeous when the sun shone in through. But as I say, I don't know what happened to the doors after we left or the windows. Maybe you know, Daniel.
Yeah, it was a beautiful door and surround and stained glass. It was beautiful, but unfortunately it was stolen whenever the hall was derelict for a short time.
Yeah.
It's in around 1997. This arch is another original feature of the hall. I think it's a signature arch in all the OH halls. At the top of the peak there was a date plastered in, but it's been replastered now, it's covered over.
This is where I'm saying that my granda lived up the top of this hill here, my granny and granda. Used to come down here for my holidays. I'm sure you were about here a lot too, Daniel, for I can remember your daddy and all. And your granda, I remember them being up and about here.
And I suppose you can remember a lot of field names and stuff too.
Well, not really, but I do remember over here, this one was, I only remember it because the name was funny, Jock Sober. But this one here had a name as well. You remember it?
Half stick.
Half stick.
What a name.
And, well, that's,
Jock Sober.
I don't know why it got that name, but it was
Yeah.
so.
You can nearly try and guess.
I remember years ago when I was young, we used to cycle down from Ballybrannigan to Cookson Hill here when we were younger, much younger. But it was some climb coming up over that hill. Aunt Molly and I used to come and sit about here, admire, just watching the world go by, because there was no television, no nothing. We just...
It's like a 360-degree view.
That's right, just right round, definitely. And it was lovely. We were talking earlier on about names of the fields and things, Dan. Down here, you knew...
Chair Hill about here too.
Oh,
Chair Hill?
Aye, yeah. It's a hill the shape of a chair.
I mean the sticks and the thing. And we're going to bring these in, and the dew was on the and the tractor slid and the cart came right round and we all fell off. And when it stopped, Hilary was sitting up right beside the wheel of the cart. And he never done a hand's turn the whole day after it. It scared the life out of him, it really did.
Well folks, thanks so much for listening and watching. If you've got this far, very much appreciated. And thanks to all those who have taken part in today's story. There will be a part 2 coming up where Ivan is going to be interviewing past pupils from Ballycranbeg National School. So that should be interesting.